way they run the school, what they believe in is making a good human being. And I think that's what I want for my kids is that they become good citizens of this world. Simple things like, she talks about recycling. She doesn't let us use a single plastic straw. So we look, plastic straws are banned at home. We have steel straws.
Do you want to help her, Neha? Do you want to help Gabby?
I think the first word that comes to mind is his empathy towards other children. And it actually surprises many of my friends, the way Tyler and my other son, Nicholas, the way they interact with younger children. And they're very caring and giving of themselves. And there was kind of an interesting story where they were flying back to Taiwan with my wife, Susan, and there was a mother that was struggling with an infant. And so Nick and Tyler actually took care of the baby for about 5 or 6 hours of the flight. And so it was really impressive. And the flight attendants were just amazed to see that in such young boys taking care of another infant.
So I always noticed that the students would, keep care of one another. It's simply an attitude towards sharing of space, sharing of attention.
Can I have that yellow piece again? Ooh, can I do it? Yeah, I think you can. Oh, yeah.
And also giving over attention so that it can be received, giving over support and that nurturing spirit, which is, it's really nice to see.
Because I learn every day from the kids, and hopefully they learn a bit from me, but I, in a guilty sense, I probably learn more from the kids, and it's the humanity. We did a 100-box project. We had to build 100 boxes for this new startup company. And it was really fantastic because the kids would then carefully tap their name in, and we had a little transfer we put on there built by Bowman. And then 2 of my 8th years that were doing the project wanted to make sure to honor every kid's box that they contributed, whether it actually passed their quality control or not. So they came up with this fantastic way of every kid's box is going to get used. Not everyone made it to the 100 box because sometimes kids mismeasured, things like that, but they made sure every one of those boxes got used, either to store materials for the project or some other way. And I mean, seeing that kind of compassion from kids, those are those moments that as a teacher you get so humbled, because I was really focused on the product and they were really focused on everybody's experience.
I feel like that's one of the best parts of Bowman, our core values and our pretty much only 2 rules: respect people and respect things. It goes a long way. If someone's not getting a turn at the ping pong table, we know, just be fair. Everyone should get a turn. And also just respecting people, even if they have a different view, even if you disagree. I feel like I've learned how to work out disagreements better because I know I don't have to jump to conclusions and be mean and insulting. I can try and work it out and engage in a useful conversation.
Students are learning these things without knowing that they're learning, and that's even better. They're stepping into a character that might have been really sad about something, and they're able to understand empathy for someone that's different than who they are. Sometimes I bring emphasis to, wow, I really like how you have each other's backs. When you are not alone on this stage. And then how can I bring that into a lesson you are not alone in this world? You are not alone in this classroom. How can we have each other's backs outside of this theater? How can we support each other's differences outside of this exercise?
Because we're always teaching about the wider world. It's never just within your own community. It's how does your community, the needs of man and the needs of human, reflect throughout the world. And one of the core components from Montessori is called grace and courtesy. And it's really just basically how to be a good human being. And so a lot of values that we're imparting are through very basic lessons, like how to open a door for somebody. For example, today, I was moving giant boxes from one end of the school to the other, and my giant box just fell over as I was maneuvering this push cart. And 2 little girls in 2nd grade came out and said, "Don't worry, Pat, we got you." And then they're helping me move the machine over, getting it back on there. And when I said thank you, they said, "You're welcome."